I was just talking about I had an event, live event at a place called Cox's Harley Davidson this weekend. Dave was back in here running the.
I was.
You're running the equipment in here. And this was so, I got such a kick out of this. I told you how good the band was. Mm-hmm. They're called Killing Fiction. And normally I don't pay attention to bands.
You don't.
That's a fact.
I've seen it.
Chris Demm has seen this 100 times.
Hard not to with this one.
That was so loud.
I was carrying on and processing things, trying to get you through.
Yes.
What'd they do? Put you on the stage with them?
I mean, you'd have thought. They were so loud.
They were blasting.
But they were good. And they sang the national anthem to start. And as the national anthem was playing, I had to stand. I was about halfway through it, and somebody said, stand up.
Turn around. Take off that hat.
Oh, yeah. Take off that hat. Put your hand over your heart. And Dave texted me, well, she's got a high roof to her mouth. She does.
Oh, the vocalist is a female?
She was good.
She got up there.
She was good. And she did a lot of like Joan Jett covers. And I mean, it's really well done. But the national anthem, Dave said, go ahead and get her social media for me so I can get
She sounds hot.
Let's get this out of the way.
She was.
I know you're standing there with your hand over your heart.
Yeah, but come on now.
I'm not.
Let's get this.
I'll be following her.
Let's get this done. I'll tell you who else. A couple of other things happened there. As soon as I got there, I was chatting with our promotional assistant, Emily. It's nice to be back out doing these things,
Yeah,
We haven't done them in a long
Emily,
time.
she's great. She's a lamb.
Yes. Great brownie recipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
For a second there, I thought you weren't going to say the word recipe. Great brownie.
Oh. Wasn't sure where we were going.
Neither.
I find silence is best sometimes.
Emily.
It's illegal in that
Emily.
county.
She makes a great brownie. I'm off the topic now, but I saw a woman today. She's going viral. She died like 2 years ago, but they have had to change her gravestone, her headstone. She left her famous fudge recipe on the headstone, and it had all the ingredients.
Oh, it's etched in there?
It's etched in. I saw a picture of it. Yeah. It went viral over the weekend because they had to change it. They accidentally put 1 tablespoon of vanilla, and her daughter came forward and said, that's 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So they changed it. I want to make it now. It's like her world famous, she died at 97, and everywhere she went, she took fudge.
I bet it was amazing fudge.
I bet it was, too. Don't you? Can't
you just know it.
Yeah.
How big is the tombstone?
It was really cool looking. It's tombstone, regular size, but all down the side of it were the ingredients, and at the bottom.
My fudge recipe will kill you.
Apparently, this lady and the daughter said all she ever did was laugh and try to help people, and she would take fudge to any event, and people loved it. She was famous for it, in that town. And I know that's pretty cool. I thought it was
life.
I thought it was really neat. It reminded me of Emily's brownie.
Yeah.
Emily makes a great brownie. And
Terrific.
She's brought
and
it
she
in
shares.
Right.
What's her secret?
Wouldn't you like to know? She never shared it with me.
I'm trying to find out.
But we were there and chatting, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a woman with a large snake wrapped around her neck. Nice. And I said to Emily, does that woman have a snake wrapped around her neck? And she looked over and said, where? And I said, right over there. And she's like, my God, she does. That is a snake wrapped around her neck. And within a half hour, there she was ready to spin the wheel. And I was standing there, and that snake, a baby ball python, was wrapped around and just making itself known.
How long would you estimate this creature was?
She told me 3 feet, and it would get up to like 6.5 feet, is what she said. And it was wrapped around, and its head, was going everywhere.
Had it just eaten? Is that the protocol when you take it out?
Yeah, I was going to say.
I don't know. I didn't ask.
You should feed it right before you take it to the Harley shop.
You really should. I mean, here we are at Harley Davidson, and I thought, is this right? Is this legal? Now, can this woman have a snake? But nobody made even a move. I backed away just a little, just in case, little off-putting to me.
Yeah,
but, she was. It was down her arm and all that stuff. And
speaking of snakes, this is sort of off the topic, but I couldn't remember, Kelly, because you had one of your country sayings on here years ago, and I couldn't come up with it. We were going for a walk yesterday, my wife and me, and we passed this snake, and it was red and yellow.
Oh.
Is that the good kind or the bad kind?
No, red and yellow kill a fella.
Is that what I couldn't remember what your country saying was?
Yeah.
Red on yellow kill a fella.
Is that right?
Well, if it looks like the thing is, there's a king snake and a coral snake.
Okay.
And the king snake is red on black. So red on black, friend of Jack.
They're not in this part of the country. They're usually at west.
Yeah, we wouldn't have coral snakes here, though.
No.
Okay.
So the coral snake is red on yellow, kill a fella. Red on black, friend to Jack. And so if you see a red on black, you're fine. It's a king snake.
Okay.
Leave it alone. If you see a red on yellow, it's a coral snake.
It sure, I mean, it was like a very light color. There was no brown to the snake, but it was definitely kind of blood red and then white to almost yellowy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's probably a different look because you know what a king snake looks like. It's like red, black, yellow. But you got to look. You got to look very
Definitely
close.
no black.
Well,
No black.
If you a coral snake has black. You just have to look very closely. If the yellow borders the red, that's where red on
Now,
yellow kill a fella.
It had been smushed by about 5 cars.
Oh, good. Well, I was going to say.
Oh.
It's no threat.
I still crossed to the other side
But
of the street.
only that one snake.
It's no danger to you. You were fine. My wife still would have projectile vomited.
Of course.
We've
I mean,
seen
it was
4 now.
right there. It was right in front of a mailbox.
And we've
Can you
seen
imagine
4.
being that family?
No. Oh, my God.
On your property.
I've seen 4 on our property. We saw, first my son saw one. And later I came home and saw a black snake. And he said, well, that's not the one I saw.
Has she made you call out the witch doctor yet, too?
We had the guys come over to put out the snake away.
Snake away?
And that's when a large copperhead crawled out. And I got the snake away guys, too.
I know when I'm not wanted.
Right.
You think the black snake called in the copperheads?
The previous owners were much cooler.
Snake away. See the truck pull in.
It's literal snake oil.
That's what it is. Set me back a couple hundred.
What are these, mothballs?
That's what they look like. That's what they look like. Of
course they do.
Mothball. And they smell like
Smell a little
mothball.
mothy?
They
Yeah.
smell very much. I still got the smell. He did it about almost 2 weeks
The
ago.
smell that gets them.
Still got the smell. And he said it will kill him. It will drive him out and kill him. And one came crawling out. He said, that's a copperhead right there.
When was that, last week?
It's about 2 weeks
Well,
ago.
have you seen any?
Yes, one more since then. So I'd seen the black snake. My son saw one that I assumed was a copperhead because he said it wasn't a black snake. And then that copperhead they killed. And then over the weekend, my son was playing basketball and said, there's a snake in the pine straw. And I went out there. It was dead. It was a copperhead. It was a small copperhead in the pine straw, and it had died. So the snake away
Away to
did its job. Exactly. I mean, and my wife, she won't even go. We have a screened porch. She made me turn over every piece of furniture on the screened porch to make sure.
I can't
they
say
had-
I blame her with copperheads around like you're finding them. I
Yeah.
can't say I blame her.
Oh, and I grilled out last night, and I had her bring me my tongs, and she just
Catch.
ran them out.
Yeah,
Fling him out the top
Yeah,
floor
I
window.
mean,
yeah.
It's like we're living under siege there. But I haven't seen one since. Well, my son did see. I mean, it was dead, and so I had to calm her and say, "Look, the snake away is doing its job."
I mean, y'all wanted to live in the forest.
Well, we got out there a little bit more in the country. That's what we
Yeah.
wanted. A little bit more rural out there.
Hopefully the snake away though doesn't make the other ones angry because you killed its brother.
I tell you, I'm worried about that.
You saw
myself.
Jaws.
Three or four. 4. Maybe 4. I think it's 4. Where the family, that's personal,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, it's personal,
It
yeah.
follows them from place to place then. I'll tell you something else that happened at this motorcycle. Cox's Harley Davidson. Now they're celebrating their 60th anniversary. And I saw someone there you all know, and her reputation precedes her. It's a young lady that comes out to try and get me for prizes.
No.
She's
The
back.
little prize queen?
Yes.
You thought COVID took me out.
I took out COVID.
COVID met its match.
I thought for sure the pandemic got her.
Lord.
Yeah.
She just gutted her way through it. She just, man. So if you don't know this story, Chris Demm witnessed this 5 or 6 years ago, it may be more. We were giving away NASCAR tickets. And this lady, who's now become like bigger than life,
yeah.
I would say.
She's a folk legend.
Yeah, people mention her to me all the time. This lady, and she's, 5 foot nothing, 90 pounds.
Does she know she's a legend? Does she even know who you are?
I think
knows.
she does.
I think she does.
I think
too.
she does now.
She came out 5 or 6 or 7 years ago when we were giving out NASCAR tickets. And she came up, spun the wheel, didn't win, and then moved off to the side. And she just stood to the side. First time I'd ever met her. And she said, I would do anything for those NASCAR tickets. And I said, well, you've spun the wheel.
Better luck next
I'm
time.
afraid your time is done.
Maybe if you put out that cigarette.
And she did. She stood smoking and said, I would do anything for those NASCAR tickets. And on and on and on. So she stood, and I don't know what the power she has over me, but she just stands and stares until finally I just handed her NASCAR tickets.
She had that look.
Right. And so I thought, well, she'll leave. And then she came back again and again and again and would say things like, I would do anything for that T-shirt right there. And by the time it was done, 2 hours were gone. I had handed her everything on the table except a Lone Joan Jett CD.
I'm not even sure Joan knows she released that CD.
No. The dregs.
And she said, I would do anything for that Joan Jett. And it always happens the same way. I want to hold out and not give her everything we've got. But by the time it was done, I had handed her the Joan Jett CD.
It's a test of wills, and she always triumphs.
Always wins. She always wins. So.
And then she started coming back every time, every year there was a race.
NASCAR tickets, she'd be there. A lot of St. Patrick's Day events. She'd come out and she'd do the same game with me, you know?
Yeah. Well, she'd have a big hat, too, at the same time, which at least she was easy to spot and follow.
Well, I'd do anything for one of them giant Budweiser hats.
I gave it to her.
Here.
So she came out on Saturday. First thing. First face I saw. And I'm standing there.
Hey, I'm Chris. It's you.
It's the showdown.
Standoff.
So we're standing there, and she goes, I would do anything. We had all I had was T-shirts and koozies.
That's it.
I had nothing. I said, I've got T-shirts and koozies. That's all I have. So we had a white T-shirt, a heather gray T-shirt, and a charcoal gray T-shirt. Okay, that's the three we had. Different shades of gray.
Right.
And white. White was large, heather gray was extra large, and then charcoal gray was 2X. Okay,
None of which fit her.
none. No, God, no. So she comes up. First thing.
My drink's warm. You know what it could use? A koozie. Okay, yeah.
No, she started with a T-shirt. She said, I would do anything for that white T-shirt. And I said, why don't you spin the wheel and see if you can win the T-shirt? And
Looks a little rusty.
Right. And she says,
This dance again.
she says, are we really going to do this?
We know how it's going to end.
Was her handler / driver with her?
No. So I just say, all right, I'm giving you. I mean, we were there 30 seconds. I said, here's the T-shirt, the white T-shirt. She goes, my husband needs one too. He couldn't make the trip. I said, okay. So I gave her 2 white T-shirts. I said, that's it. I said, she's not
All
coming
right,
back.
now go see the biker lawyer.
Go see the lady with the snake.
Exactly. So an hour goes by. I thought she had left. Okay. Place is mobbed, packed.
Band is jamming.
Dave heard
Prize
that.
wheel is spinning.
Nice day.
Nice, very nice day.
Somebody got Kelly to play his record on the radio.
Exactly. Right.
Wait a minute.
All that's going on. She comes back over, and I said, "Well, you've already spun, you know." And she goes, "I would do anything for one of those medium gray T-shirts." I said, I'm sorry, I can't do that for you. We're giving those away. I can't do that for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we stood.
Had she waited in the line
No.
each time?
No, she just
So the
sidles
line had
up.
sort of died down?
She
She
just
saddles up.
sidles
Oh, she sidled.
She sidled while I keep playing and try to ignore her. And finally, she just stood and stared at me. Didn't even have to say a word. And I said, Emily, hand me one of those heather gray. So I said, no, that's it. That's it. Okay. Now we've been there an hour. She's gotten her shirt. Okay. But she's got now 3 shirts on me. Well, about 20 minutes to go in the event, I see her coming again. I said, I turned to Emily and Tracy, who were there assisting, and I said,
Watch me.
We're holding firm on her this time.
And she goes, do you know what I have in common with this motorcycle place? And I said, no.
You're both 90?
No. They're celebrating 60 years
Yes.
in business. She goes, they're celebrating 60 years, and I drove 60 miles to see you, which she always says.
That's true.
I drove
She
60
always
miles.
throws the figure at you.
I said, well, I sure appreciate your loyalty. And she said, I would do anything for one of them dark gray. And I said, I cannot, in good conscience, give you the dark gray T-shirt.
Did you try to lock eyes with your co-workers at that point
and they
for
were
strength?
Yes, we were all like banded together. And then player after player spun, and now we're getting down to the end of it. And she's still staring at me, and I'm still staring at her.
Medusa.
And
Turn you to stone.
And a lot of people are saying to her, would you like to spin, ma'am? She's like, nah, go ahead. They all go ahead of her.
Amateur spin.
Waste my energy on spinning.
So with about 5 minutes to go, I say, fine, take
Here, you win.
And I gave it to her, and all was done. or so I thought. Okay. So
Now they're packing the
now
truck.
we're
Yeah.
packing.
Literally packing to
I'm
go.
helping pack the van.
The wheel has been disassembled.
That's right. It's all done.
Not that she needed that anyway.
Our time is done. It is. The band has left the stage. They are now playing Leonard Skinner from the speakers. Okay. So it's done. And I'm holding a box of koozies. And she says,
Drop it here. What? No, you can't have all of them.
so she got me for 4 T-shirts and a box of koozies. And I just said to Emily, I don't know what to do. And as she left, she stroked my arm and said, I love you. And I said, I love you too.
I can't quit you.
Chris Kelly, he knew that he'd been beat. He laid them koozies down at that Virginia Slim smoking feet.
She'd been waiting a year for this moment.
You had me at I'd do anything.
Boss me some more before I go.
How many times is she gonna get me? I mean, as I walk,
countless.
I'm just dead.
You're lucky she didn't make you buy her out motorcycle.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, they're lucky that you don't sell
And
motorcycles.
I said, she was peering into the van. I said, sweetheart, I have nothing left. All I have. She goes, you don't have any NASCAR
Is that
tickets?
a Wendy's wrapper in there? No. Yes, but no, you can't have it.
I said, I don't have anything. I'd have no NASCAR. I said, I have no tickets of any kind. And she said, I know somebody at your station that's got some tickets. And I said, well, it's not me. There's nothing I can do.
It's
nothing
not
for
you.
it.
Not us.
I do not have them. I did not have them. It was crazy. I mean, crazy.
What a performance.
Oh,
I'm glad to hear she's still around.
listen, we're back to normal.
Yeah.
We're back to normal.
Yeah,
we're
this is
back.
real.
Yeah.
We are back.
That's exactly right.
America.